Hare Krishna. Welcome back to my Radha Madhav channel. This is Sindhu here. I'm very happy to be meeting you all with a beautiful story. Right? Hope you enjoyed my Gita topic yesterday. Right? Today it's a Krishna Katha time. Let me start with a small prayer. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. As you can see in the picture, today's story is Narsingadev story, right? Narsimadev. Sri Narsimha, Jai Narsimha, Jai Jai Narsimha, they say, right? So actually, the topic is why Lord Krishna jumped to come to this world, right? That is the story title. Why Lord Krishna jumped to come to this world, right? So we're going to see this Narsimha story. Srila Prabhupada in the Srimad Bhagavatam purport, he has mentioned that unless we are attracted by, Krishna Kathas, we can never be liberated from the bondage of this material existence. Right? So how can Krishna Katha help us in such situations, right? And be the remedy for the people of the world? Prabhupada tells by hearing Krishna Katha, which includes Sri Bhagavad Gita also, and Bhagavatam, is such a potent medicine that it can simultaneously cleanse the coverings of illusion from the soul and awaken one's dormant love and service attitude towards the Lord. Krishna Katha is not an ordinary sound vibration. Anyone who becomes even slightly interested in Krishna Katha is liberated from the contamination of this Kali Yuga. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore advised that Yare Dekha Tare Kaha Krishna Upadesa. Right? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita sloka is given this line. This is the mission of the Krishna consciousness, right? To hear about Krishna and thus be liberated from this material bondage, right? Hari Bol. So now let's get into the story. Before getting into the story, we all know, right? Like Narsimha is Lord Vishnu, right? Lord Vishnu is the protector of the universe and he takes himself the responsibility of safeguarding the lives of people and ensuring their peaceful existence, right? For achieving this then, the Lord himself incarnates on earth from time to time to annihilate the evil and protect people from the cruelties to establish dharma, the ultimate righteousness, right? Narsimha is one such sacred incarnation or avatar of the Lord, you can say, right? Half man, half lion form he comes. Sometimes he's also depicted calmly with his consort, seated with goddess Lakshmi as Lakshmi Narsimha, right? So, what is the meaning of this? We'll see. Nara means human being, Simha means lion, right? So that's come the word man lion, right? Narasimha. Lord Vishnu had to take this strange form for outwitting a powerful demon called Hiranyakashipu. Right? You must all be knowing that very famous story of Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu, right? We'll have that also in one of our sessions. Okay? So now let's get on to the story. One day what happened? Akbar, right? King Akbar asked Birbal, why is it that your God behaves so strangely? Doesn't your Lord Krishna have any servant? Right? King Akbar asked Birbal, why is Lord Krishna does not he have any servant? Right? Each time a devotee calls for help, the Lord runs himself. Right? Surely he can employ some other people, others to do such work. Oh yes, said Birbal, having a plan to explain the fact to the king. Birbal, as you know, is very clever, right? But he didn't want to express it immediately. He was having a plan. Birbal knew that King Akbar loved his grandson very much. He asked a statue maker to make a dummy of the grandson and dressed with the same costume as that of his grandson. Then he asked the guardian of the grandson to carry the dummy doll to the lake and wait for his signal. Right? The guardian agreed. After some time, Birbal came to the lake with King Akbar. At Birbal's signal, the guardian slipped the dummy doll into the lake. As soon as King Akbar saw his grandson being thrown in the lake, he jumped into the lake, cold water, to rescue his grandson. He swam very fast until he could catch his grandson. Right? When he caught his grandson, then he realized that it was nothing but a wax doll. Right? Then Birbal commented, Your Majesty, Why did you jump into the cold lake to rescue the young prince while you were having so many guards and servants at your service? Right? Then king replied, "Oh, yes, I have hundreds of them, but my grandson is very precious to me, so I couldn't stop myself." Now you see, Your Majesty, that's why Lord Krishna, who loves each of his devotees, comes to their help himself, right? In spite of having so many servants, so many assistants, he comes himself to rescue his devotees, right? That is a speciality here, he explained, right? As always, King Akbar agreed with whatever Birbal said smilingly, and he left, right? So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, like, there are some 4 chapters, some verses. Let us see. Chapter 4, 7th verse. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadhatmanam shrijam yaham. Right? What is the meaning? Whenever and wherever there is a decline in the religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Right? Next, 8th verse. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya shadushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. It says to deliver, Krishna says here, to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Right? So let's see what Krishna talks in 9th chapter. 22nd verse, right? It's a very, very, very hope-giving verse, my dear friends and devotees. Ananyas chintayanto mam ejana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Right? I repeat this. Ananya, it's one of my favorite verse. Ananyas chintayanto mam ejana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Krishna says, but those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Hari Bol. Right? To them I carry what they lack in their lives and I preserve what they have in their lives. Right? So next chapter 12, 6 and 7. Let's see what Krishna says here. Etu sarvani karmani mahi sanyascha matparah ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upashate tesham aham samudhartha mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. Krishna says, those who worship me, giving up all their activities into me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Pratha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Awesome verse, right? So the last chapter, he says in the 18th chapter, it's again a very, very, very famous verse, my dear friends. We have seen this couple of times in our topics of discussion also. Sarva dharman parityagya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchaha. Right? It's a beautiful verse. I repeat, Sarva dharman parityagya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchaha. Krishna says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender into me. I shall deliver you from all the sinful reactions. Do not fear. Right? It's again a very famous verse we saw. Right? So next, I would like to, conclude my story here by telling that, like as I said, those who worship me, giving up all their activities into me and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. Right? Krishna says. So Srila Prabhupada mentions in a purport Krishna clearly states here that he himself becomes the deliverer. Right? A child is completely cared for by his parents and thus his position is secure. Similarly, a devotee does not need to endeavor to transfer himself by yoga practice to other planets. Rather, the Supreme Lord, by his great mercy, comes at once riding on his bird carrier Garuda and at once delivers the devotee from the material existence. Right? Although a man who has fallen in the ocean may struggle very hard and may be very expert in swimming, he cannot save himself, right? In an ocean, if he falls, if someone comes and picks him from the water only, then he is easily rescued. Similarly, the Lord picks up the devotee from this material existence. One simply has to practice the easy process of Krishna consciousness and fully engage himself in the devotional service. So we have to just follow and raise our hands, surrendering to Lord to pick us out of this material world. Unless we raise our hand, how can Lord pick us up? Right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. That's it, my dear friends. I humbly request all the devotees and my friends to please forward this moral story. It's very inspiring story, so that everyone can be benefited by hearing about Krishna and his dear devotees. Right? I would like to take leave with this. Catch you all with another beautiful topic. Until then, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.